The sun shone on the Pride lands, the grass was green and lush, antelopes grazed peacefully, zebras galloped playfully, birds sang sweetly in the trees. At the heart of it all stood Pride Rock. This was the home of King Simba and Queen Kiara. They ruled with wisdom and kindness. Simba was a brave and strong lion. His roar could shake the ground. Kiara was gentle and wise. Her eyes sparkled with love for her pride. They had 3 cubs. Their names were Leo, Kovu, and Taro. Leo was the eldest. He was brave like his father. Kovu was the middle cub. He was clever and thoughtful. Taro was the youngest. He was full of energy and laughter. The 3 cubs were inseparable. They played from sunrise to sunset. The Pride lands were a paradise. The animals lived together in harmony, but danger lurked in the shadows. A rogue lion named Scarrow watched the Pride. He craved power. He wanted Pride Rock for himself. One dark night, Scarrow attacked. He came with a band of hyenas. They were cruel and wicked. Simba and Kiara fought bravely to protect their pride, but they were outnumbered. The battle raged through the night. The ground was stained with blood. The air was filled with the sounds of fighting. In the chaos, Scarrow cornered Simba and Kiara. He attacked them both with fury. Simba and Kiara fought with all their might, but they were no match for Scarrow's evil strength. He struck them down without mercy. The king and queen were dead. The news of their parents' death reached the cubs. They were devastated. They couldn't believe their parents were gone. They felt lost and alone. Zazu, the wise old hornbill, knew they were in danger. He flew to the cubs. "You must flee," he urged. "Scarrow will not show you mercy. Follow me." The cubs hesitated. They didn't want to leave their home. But they knew Zazu was right. They had to escape. Zazu led them through a secret passage. They fled Pride Rock as fast as they could. Scarrow took over Pride Rock. He ruled with an iron paw. The Pride lands grew dark and desolate. The animals lived in fear. The cubs ran through the night. They were exhausted and scared. They missed their parents terribly. Finally they collapsed, too tired to go on. They had reached the edge of the Pride lands. Ahead of them lay a vast and unfamiliar jungle. "We can't go back," said Leo, his voice trembling. "But where do we go now? We must learn to survive on our own," said Kovu, ever practical. "The jungle will be our teacher." Taro, despite his fear, tried to remain optimistic. "We'll be all right," he said. "We have each other." The 3 brothers entered the jungle. They faced many dangers. They learned to hunt and fight. They learned to rely on each other. Section 5, The Call of Pride Rock. Years passed. The cubs grew into strong young lions. Leo became a natural leader, his father's courage burning bright. Kovu's wisdom and strategic mind were invaluable. Taro, with his unwavering hope, lifted their spirits during dark times. They formed a small pride with other lost lions. They called themselves the Lost Pride. One night, beneath the stars, Zazu found them. He told them about the suffering in the Pride lands. He told them about Scarrow's cruelty. He told them the animals longed for their true king. "Leo," Zazu said, "you are your father's son. You are the rightful king. The Pride lands need you." Leo looked at his brothers. He knew what he had to do. "We will return to Pride Rock," he declared. "We will defeat Scarrow. We will avenge our parents. We will reclaim our home." The Lost Pride roared their approval. They were ready to fight. They were ready to follow their rightful king. Word of the Lost Pride's return spread through the Pride lands. Animals whispered with hope. They had suffered for too long. They yearned for freedom. The Lost Pride marched towards Pride Rock. They were met by Scarrow and his hyenas. The battle was fierce and terrible. The ground trembled under the lions' paws. Leo fought with the courage of 1,000 lions. Kovu used his cunning to outsmart the hyenas. Taro fought with the fire of 1,000 suns. The Lost Pride fought like lions possessed. The tide began to turn. The animals of the Pride lands, inspired by the Lost Pride's bravery, joined the fight. They charged into battle. They fought for their freedom. Leo faced Scarrow. The 2 lions circled each other. Their eyes met in a silent challenge. Then they sprang. The final battle was long and hard. But Leo was fueled by righteousness. He fought with the strength of his parents behind him. Finally, he struck Scarrow down. The tyrant was defeated. A great cheer rose from the assembled animals. The hyenas fled. The Pride lands were free. Leo, Kovu, and Taro stood on Pride Rock. They looked out at the Pride lands. The sun was rising. A new day was dawning. The animals of the Pride Lands looked up at their new kings. They roared their approval. The three brothers had avenged their parents. They had reclaimed their home. They had restored peace and prosperity to the Pride Lands. They ruled together, sharing the responsibilities. Leo was the strength, Kovu the wisdom, and Taro the heart of their rule. They were a true team. They were the hope of the Pride Lands, and the Pride Lands would never forget their courage.